In this video we're going to take a look at the MD5 for Life challenge from HackTheBox. It's an easy Misc challenge and the description says, can you encrypt fast enough? So we'll open up this website since we don't have any files to download. And we get this message, MD5 encrypt this string. So let's take a copy of that. You could take it to your terminal and MD5 it there, but I'm going to go into the Hackvertor, which is an extension for Burp Suite. And in here we've got a hashing tab, so select hash. Let's look for our MD5, and then I'm going to put this in here. Let's take the MD5 hash that's generated, and let's try and submit it. We submit that and we get too slow. So we could try this again, but it looks like it's looking for some kind of automated response. So we're going to need to hash this quicker than a human could do. The other thing to mention is that we might need to do this a few times, so it might be asking us to hash 100 values or 50 values or something in order to get us the flag. So it'd be a good idea to go and put together a script or some kind of automation, and that's exactly what we're going to do. I'm going to do this in two different ways. So we'll start off by looking at a script. Let me open this up. Codium exploit.py. Let's paste this in here. So this is a little script I put together, and we're using BeautifulSoup. As you can see here, we've got our URL defined. We're going to need to update this. Let's take a copy of that URL, and let's get our session ID as well. So I'm going to go into the proxy tab in Burp, see what PHP session ID we've got here, take a copy of that, and we've got an initial request because, as we saw there, whenever we first open the page, let me just refresh it, we get a string which we need to MD5, and then we might need to do that a few times. So initially we make this get request with our cookies, and then while we've not got the flag in the response, we're going to keep MD5 summing the value that it gives us. So I'm using BeautifulSoup to do this. You don't necessarily need to do this. You could just grab the response.txt from the post request. So we're sending off a post request with this hash value, as you can see down here in Burp, and you could just extract using regex or something the value that you need to hash, and then extract the flag when it comes to it. BeautifulSoup's nice because it parses the HTML, so we can actually just say, if we go and look at the source code, if we go and look at the source code here, you'll see that the only h3 tag on the page is our value that we need to MD5. So we know that we just need to extract that h3 tag, and if we do that, it'll give us everything. So if we just extract the h3 tag, it's going to give us an output like this, which is not what we want. We just want the value. So that's why we have this set to contents, and then we're just selecting the first value in case, just in case there's multiple h3 tags, we want the first one. I'm just going to print that out. We're going to MD5 sum the value and make sure we return it in hex so we can submit it, and we're just going to post that off. So we do that as many times as required. I think it's actually only required once, but I was assuming that it might need to be done, 10 or 20 or 100 times. And then once we've got HackTheBox in the response.txt, that's it. We can exit this loop and we can just extract the flag and print it out. So that's about that. Not too complicated a script. Let's try and run it. We run through that. Yeah, we only needed one hash to be sent off, and then we get back our flag. Initially, I didn't have the cookie set on this, so if we actually, let's take off the cookie, or let me just set it to something else, something random. Let's try and run that again. Oh, that still worked. Okay, let me just take out the cookies altogether. Let's try that. So now you'll actually see it looping through. And I was wondering how many attempts were required when I didn't have the cookie initially set, but that was the issue there. Okay, cool, that was a nice quick one, but just as a quick bonus, let's also solve this with Burp Suite as well. So I'm just going to send off another request. Let's go into Burp, grab this post request. I'm going to send that to the intruder. Let's go into our intruder. Let's have a look at our positions. So what do we want to brute force? We don't want to brute force the cookie, so I'm going to clear these. We want to brute force the hash, so I'm going to add them here. Let's just put in an initial value for the hash. And then what do we want as our payload? So we can actually grep something out of the response, recursive grep, and it's asking what do we want to select, what's our initial payload for the first request. We currently have nothing there, so let's go into options and let's have a look here, grep extract. We can extract the following items from responses, and I want to add something here. It's going to show us the response, and then I'm just going to select what we want to extract. And we can either do it based on the offset or we can do it based on the HTML tags. So we'll hit OK. That's been added now. So let's go back to our payloads. It's now been added to our option for the payloads. So we'll select that. And then we also want to make sure we MD5 that response. So we'll add a payload processing rule. We'll select hash. We'll select hash. We'll look for our MD5 sum. OK. And one other thing we could do, let's go to options and let's say we want to know when we get the flag. So let's flag the result items whenever we get HackTheBox in the response. So I'm going to add that. Let's go to our target. Let's hit start attack. Cannot be used with multiple request threads. Okay, options, resource pool, where is it? This one here. Create new resource pool. We'll set the maximum concurrent request to 1. And did that add it? It didn't seem to add it there. Oh, there we go. Okay. So it's continued to loop through. You can see, yeah, we only need to submit one valid hash in order to get the flag in the response. You can see here we've got a 1 by the HTTP, so it's been found in the response. And we can just select the response and then just grab our flag there as well. So that's that. That's 2 different ways that we can solve this challenge. And I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Thanks.